Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Amma ba'd. Dear my respectful viewer of Islamic Iman TV, once again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today is the 10th, or some places the 10th of the Muharram al-Haram, which is the month of the Islamic month of Hijrah. And the year is 1440. This month is the most important month for Muslims because of many reasons, which already you heard from many speakers, but it is not time for me to talk about it, but only I can say this is a very important month. This month is celebrated from all Muslim countries all around the world. Some countries by celebration by the birthday of the Muharram, and by enjoyment. Some is for the sorrow point of the Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu. However, this month is the one of the fourth month that Allah is call it Haram. Muharram is the one of the fourth month. Of course, the other three already is directly. That is the reason is that Zulhajjah, for Hajj to be in that month, is the month of worshipping. The month to do all kind of Islamic tradition or Islamic arkan ahkam. And also the month of Ramadan is by itself is meaning that there has to be fast on that month. Is the month of worshipping. Of course, this also the month of Muharram is also to be celebrated by recitation at least of Quran, or more salat, or infaqin or something, give charities. Those things this is the month which is accepted. Some scholars says more than thousands time is this higher than regular month. However, as you know, you are in a Believe in Believer program. That this our program is every day, every Friday is 6 o'clock starting for 1 hour. Of course, 1 hour is breaking within 15 minutes. Because of that my my cameras, my studios is quality is not such a to continue for 1 hour. I have to give you break every 15 minutes. As my subject was the beginning last 2 weeks about the Talut and Jalut and David or Dawood. But in the beginning, which I started, it could not finish it. And then because of the story is very broad and is very explanatory, but because this is two religion is involved in the same subject of the Talut and Jalut and David, because one of them is the Judaism, and of course the book of the Genesis, Torah, and then also the Islamic religion is a book of Quran. And they are talking about the similar, give information about the Talut and David and Jalut. However, as I mentioned on the beginning, I gave you all information about the Talut. Who was that? Was coming from? Where is that? And that all. When I want to reach to talk about the David or Dawood, but the time was ended, I could not finish it. And then the next week I tried to finish it. It was last week also by Farsi language. And definitely, as you know, every my subject has a continue for two languages. One is Farsi, because this is my native language, Afghani, or but another as English, that we are here, that we in America we have to say, or I have to talk about English too, the same subject, for the same subject, because those immigrants which we are my age, they are like myself. My English is just immigrant language, but English language is not as a born someone to be here. And those children or generation which is they are be born here, they are mostly favor the English language, and that's why I would like to give information for any subject in the two languages. One for those old immigrants like me or like another, and then at the same time for the young generation, and as well as all the other viewer which they are watching me, and this is by English. This is today is the translation of last week, which I was talking about the David mostly. So also I have to start from the who was David, how did David come out, and where was he from, and then so on. And at the same time, their life through to the young age, through to the the old age, and also the private life, and then also about the politician views and religion's point of view. All those, this needs to be talk about it, because it is a very important person. He was very important person. First of all, he was become the king after this King Saul or Talut. As you know already, I talk about who was the Talut. Talut also, all the name is the Talut is Islamic name, but in Judaism name they named it as a Saul, according to the Genesis of the or Torah, book of Torah, or even the book of Injil. Some the Talut or Saul was the first king in Israelite. But before that, all tribalists, everybody, every places, they have their own peoples, their own, talking in their own way of life. But because the Israelites people all was separate all around, some there, and that was the reason that the other religion, which was at that time probably the polytheist religions, or the sun worshipper, or some kind of other religions, they try to conquer the all lands. So at that times, the Israelites, because they were not divided, and not was united, but then they were divided all around, separate. So, and then only the man which come out the soil, and he formed the government and centralized for all Israelite, and he become the king of the Israelite first, and after that the second one come out the David or Daud. That's what I try to finish it at that last my program, but I could not finish it, and then I start to talk about the Daud last week by Farsi, and today I'm translated what I said and from last week my program about the Daud, because the Talut, Jalut and David was my subject to talk about it. So I'll give you all information about the Talut and Jalut, but not David proper or completely. So then I gave you information last week by Farsi language, and today is I'm trying to tell you to understand that Daud has many story. Religious point of view, or the human being point of view, because he got a miracle job or miracle act he provide for himself. He was all we can say that God gave him all kind of ability, all kind of power, all kind of things that was the other people does not have it like that. That's why the Quran was given all a story about it. Other than that, there was a lot of prophets was there, and then Quran did not mention it in the Israelites. And there was a lot of kings or go on only for those to Quran is mentioned about the only about the Musa alayhi salam, about the Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ishaq alayhi salam, Yaqub alayhi salam, Asbatu, Isa, Ayub, Yunus, Harun, this also for those, but and also about Daud, but not Daud is the special because God gave them a gift, but the other prophets they revealed some revelations to them, but Daud gave them as a present, as something gift. What was that? What were that? Those was from the time he was young age. He had he was shepherd. He keep the adopt or something. They take care of the sheeps, the animals, but he was not on the public to be important. Then what time he was become important? The time when his son was also in the government of the soil or Talut. His father was the housekeeper of the armies, armies, instruments, armies, weapons, and things. But also there was a prophet's name was Prophet Israel also was there. They introduced to or said about the Daud, there is a boy, he will be the best for the Israelite, and that's why they come out. So now I give you one break here, and then I come back to talk about the doubt.